You can't come, Jerry. I know, Jerry, you're not allowed. Oh, Jerry. Huh? What about we do a little tippy tail before I go? Hey? You want to do a tippy tail? Jerry, you're not allowed, Jerry. Take two. Anyway, I came back the next day. I'm going to try and find what this bird hide is. So I've got my camouflage shoes on anyway, so who knows. I've never been in a bird hide before. Let's check it out and take some photos with the 100 to 400 millimeter Olympus bazooka. Let's go. Welcome to the bird hide. Alright, here we go. There's a few people here already. I thought I was the one meant to be hiding. Okay, so I'll talk about the different custom modes that I set up for easy switching between different scenarios. There are a few ways. I know that Mike Lane, he's a really good Olympus photographer on YouTube. He likes to use aperture priority, but I think shutter priority for me was a bit better. The reason that he uses aperture priority was because you get the best light. So if you're on aperture priority, the shutter speed will go only as far as the best light, you know what I mean. So I'm setting these up in the C numbers, C1, C2, C3, for quick changing when you need to. And so the first one, C1, I set up to be like single focus, just when the bird is stationary, and the second C2 I set it up to be more for when the bird is in flight, and then the third one I just set up to be quickly move into pro capture mode. Looks like this place was more for bird watching rather than photography. The birds were a little bit far away, even with my 400mm. Probably I should have come in the morning or at dusk, because there wasn't really much activity going on. But still, I took some shots here. So one of the mistakes that I made was if you do leave it in shutter priority, you've got to remember to drop the shutter if you don't really need it. I set it at 2000 as a baseline, but because I was shooting only for like stationary single birds, and my shutter was 2000, which I didn't really need, and so the ISO was like 1250, 1600. It was really high. I ran most of the photos through DxO. So many birds around, but I found just here in the little bit here, right close to me, there's a couple of blue, I don't know what they are, little sparrow type with blue, probably robins. I'll have to look it up. And then I saw another one, but the thing is with this scenario here, I'll show you, they're right in between, and the autofocus, if you got it on continuous autofocus, it's useless because it's going back and forward with the trees, with the branches, so that's really only good for tracking. So most of the shots here I've just kept it in in single autofocus. I think this one here is my favourite. I think just because of the reflection and just his legs are so daintily and It's like he's walking on water. Trying to get these swallows, that's near impossible. They're so fast and they're so small, it's not even worth it. Anyway, just as I speak, a swan comes in for a landing. Missed it. While I was there, I tried to do some autofocus tracking. It kept losing anything that I was trying to latch onto. Even continuous autofocus I found to be not the best. It just keeps coming in and out of it. It just never latches onto it and stays to it. Maybe that's just me or human error. I'm not sure what I'm doing, but yeah, I can see why people want this new OM1. You know, if it's going to improve. Because focus is seriously 9% for me anyway. Yeah, some nice shots here. I don't think the birds would be hanging around here, but make for a nice landscape slash city shot. Bloody thing's heavy. I think I'm going to buy that 75 to 300. Although I don't have Jerry today, so it's not as much of a pain. But this old bazooka here, oh, here it is. This, yeah, like I said, the bazooka is good for stationary, walking around with it. Pain in the ass. I think I've mentioned that a few times. Things I learned was to get closer if you can, trying to get your ISO as low as possible. If you don't need a high shutter speed, don't use it, because if you do use a higher shutter speed, that'll only increase your ISO. So here's one to finish off the day. It's a little bit of a composite of bin chickens, and I just chucked the moon behind it. Anyway, thanks for watching. I'll have Jerry with me next time, I hope. And I'll catch you on the next one.
Jerry, what are you doing with my shoe? Why, you naughty girl. Why, you naughty, naughty girl. You naughty girl, you're playing with my shoe. You're trying to rip my shoe. Jerry! Oh, you got the donkey. Play with donkey, not my shoes.